In the summer of 2024, Josh and I took a ride from LA clear up to Anchorage and spent a whole month then afterwards in Anchorage looking around things in Alaska. And I just thought, it might be fun to show you some of the maybe quirky, some of the most fun things that we did in Alaska in this video. So thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy watching. One of the things people enjoy the most about visiting a place like Alaska is seeing all the incredible wildlife. It's just overwhelms you with the kind of animals that you see and the variety. It's kind of funny, when we first went there, we were like, oh my gosh, look, there's a moose, and oh my gosh, look, there's a moose. And it's so funny because it becomes so prevalent that you end up kind of changing your attitude a little bit, where you say something like, oh, hey, watch out, there's a moose up ahead. But it is an absolute delight to be able to see all these animals in the wild. Fireweed is a symbol of the Alaskan wilderness. It's not only known for its beauty, but indigenous people harvested it for food. One of the most remarkable aspects is that following a wildfire, fireweed quickly takes root on the scorched earth, hence the name fireweed. And then as summer fades to autumn, fireweed undergoes a transformation, where its flowers give way to delicate cotton-like seeds that are dispersed by the wind. At the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, you can feed a moose. Nothing more to say about that. How cool is that?
They still get very sweaty.
At the Iditarod headquarters in Wasilla, Alaska, you can actually get a dog sled ride. Well, in the summer it's more of a dog wagon ride, but it's still absolutely cool and something that the kids in your family will just delight in. So I recommend it. You can also interact with the dogs afterwards too, which is a lot of fun. We came to Glacier Bay National Park hoping to see glaciers, but we never expected to see this. The ice falling from this glacier represents about 1/4 of a mile of ice, which was incredible to see. The process of calving begins as glaciers slowly flow downhill, driven by gravity. Imagine it like a river of ice. As they reach the water's edge, the pressure from the glacier's weight causes the ice to fracture and eventually to detach. The sounds accompanying calving are as remarkable as the sight itself. You hear thunderous cracks that reverberate through the air. The Alaska Railroad offers a unique and unforgettable way to experience the last frontier's stunning landscapes. The Alaska Railroad was founded over a century ago, but traverses some of the most remote and breathtaking terrain in North America. The route that we took was one of the most iconic ones, which is the Coastal Classic, which winds its way from Anchorage to Seward, offering panoramic views of the Chugach Mountains, sprawling glaciers, and the sparkling waters of the Turnagain Arm. Traveling by train in Alaska is not just a mode of transportation, it's an experience in itself. Whether you're sipping hot cocoa or chatting with fellow passengers or just taking in the solitude of the wilderness, riding the rails in Alaska is a journey you'll never forget. Kenai Fjords is an incredible place to see whales doing bubblenet feeding. Bubblenet feeding is a complex and coordinated strategy employed by humpback whales, which begins with a group of whales swimming in a circular pattern beneath a school of fish, which they target as their primary food source. As the whales ascend towards the surface, they exhale forcefully, releasing a stream of bubbles from their blowholes. These bubbles create a cylindrical net-like structure, effectively trapping the fish within the concentrated area. The whales then swim upwards through the center of the bubble net with their mouths wide open, engulfing vast quantities of water and prey. Using their baleen plates to filter out the water, the whales are then left with mouthfuls of fish, which they swallow before repeating the process. It was incredible to be able to view this. The boat was just parked and we watched as they did this over and over and over again. We must have seen it 6 or 7 times where they would circle on one side of the boat or the other and ultimately surface. It was an incredible thing to view. You really knew it was time to watch when those birds started to circle. I suspect they got their dinner out of the process as well. Alaska has got to be the place for fishing. We chartered a boat out of Homer and had a really great afternoon. On the day, we had some pretty good luck. We were out for about 3 or 4 hours, caught 2 different types of salmon, but the key was the king salmon like you see me holding here. 1 per customer, that's all. Yep, we're sitting here at midnight watching the fireworks. It was very surreal to be in Alaska's midnight sun. The Kennecott Mines National Historic Landmark was a great place to start a hike in Wrangell St. Elias National Park that ended up out on a glacier. As you did about a 5-mile hike, you followed a glacier on your left side, which was covered with dirt. It was very unusual looking. But as you went, you would occasionally see these ice caves and other kinds of interesting formations along the way. It was a very special hike, like nothing you've ever done before. And now we are actually hiking on the glacier. Isn't that amazing? We were actually hiking on what is called the Root Glacier. And in the background, you can see this, which is called an ice fall. An ice fall forms when the glacier's movement encounters steeper terrain, causing the ice to fracture and cascade downward in jagged ice formations. Glaciers move all the time, but the ice falls tend to move more quickly. We were incredibly fortunate because Holly from Alaska Living invited Josh and I to take a helicopter ride over and land down on the Medusa Glacier. Glacier water appears blue due to a unique optical phenomenon known as me-scattering. This has to do with the glacial dust that is developed from the grinding of rock, and it selectively absorbs longer wavelengths of light such as red and yellow, while allowing shorter wavelengths such as blue to be transmitted. If it wasn't enough that we got to land on the glacier, the pilot asked if we wanted to go up high in the mountains and then look down on everything. And so he flew us up there and landed, and we got to look out over this gorgeous view of the valley. And we were surrounded by wild blueberries on the ground. One of the best ways to see this extensive park is by plane. We actually flew over 100 miles. Wrangell St. Elias National Park is named after the mountain ranges that dominate its landscape. Located in the southeastern part of Alaska, it's a testament to the untamed wilderness that defines the last frontier. It covers over 13 million acres and holds the distinction of being the largest national park in the United States. We were told it's larger in area than Switzerland and has higher mountains. Mount St. Elias, which rises to an elevation of 18,008 feet, makes it the second highest peak in the United States. The park is also known for its vast glaciers, which cover approximately 25% of its total area. The Hubbard Glacier is the largest tidewater glacier in North America, covering over 76 miles. The discovery of rich mineral deposits in the area led to the development of mining towns such as Kennecott and McCarthy, which boomed during the early 20th century before declining in the mid-20th century. As we land this plane, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you on the next video.